So Reforger just dropped a new patch on experimental, and it's the biggest patch I've ever seen for this game. In this video, I'd like to focus on the mortars that they added. And this is going to be a demonstration video of how mortar gameplay works. It's not going to be a guide on how to efficiently use it. So it's more like an exploration you can do together with me if you like, to see how it works. Okay, so I put the mortar here in a slight ditch, and I'd like to hit... There's a small command post in the grass. And I put it in this ditch, and I on purpose didn't place it in a really ideal condition, because I really want to see if I can hit it from a concealed position. Because the first thing you can do with the mortar is you go up to the mortar, go to aim, then you can aim. And this way you can set the rotation, which is the top band. On the left is the elevation. Go up and down like that. And on the right you have, which I think is sort of a ballistic computer, because it calculates for you what range corresponds to what amount of mils elevation. And I think it's a bad thing that it's on the UI screen, because the game actually has a range table you can use. It's a physical item. So go to the Arma. It's over here. You can hotkey it. Take it in your hand like that. Inspect it. Next shell type. Next page. And this way you can work out what type of elevation you need and how many of these little rings you have to put on the shell to get the right range. And I think that's some pretty deep gameplay it would be, because you would have one player using a range table, doing the calculations, and another player doing the aiming. And if the game allows the aiming player to already have that pre-calculated on the screen like that, then it takes out a lot of that gameplay. So I think that thing should be removed. Okay, so we can take a shell, and on the American side you have several shells. I'll take the fragmentation one. We also have illumination, smoke, and training. Okay, let's take a fragmentation shell. Now if you take it like that, your character will carry by default in this left-hand pouch slot. Well, not pouch, left-hand slot. When you hold it like that, you can examine it by holding R. Then you hold F, you can mouse wheel up and down. And you can set how many rings you want to have on it, which I think increases or decreases the range of the shell. And that setting gets saved, so when you pick up the next shell, you already have that amount of rings. And I think that should also not be default, or not be like that, because I think it would be gameplay to have one player at the ammo box preparing the shell as they need it, then laying them next to the mortar, so the guy who's loading the mortar tube, he has them prepared when he wants to shoot. Okay, so you can set the range here. Then if you want to shoot it, you just stuff it in there, and it's shooting. Okay, I have no idea where it's going to fly, because I didn't try to aim at anything specific. Okay, now. Well, let's get a binocular first. Where's the binocular? Okay, that's the command post I want to hit. Now I think I'm over here. I haven't checked it before the video, I just think I'm here. And the command post is somewhere here. So I'm probably, I would say, 700 meters straight to the west. Okay, so let's see if I get this right. Because I'm shooting from behind concealment, I can't directly range it by just looking at it. Okay, directly west is, I think, 270 degrees. Yeah, it's 270. Okay, now for the elevation. Now see, now I have the ranging computer. If I elevate up and down, the ranging computer gives me like a lookup table for that. I'm not going to do it like that. Let's say I want to shoot 700 meters. I'm going to do it properly. Use a piece of paper. Let's say I want... Okay, range 700 meters. Elevation 1409. 3 ring. Oh, that's illumination round. See, I already made a mistake. And see, that's kind of some gameplay depth, because you actually have to engage with the document that you hold in your hand. And I think that's fun, because that's how you can learn to get better at using the thing. I think it's rewarding if you get it right. Next shell type, practice round. HE shell with 4 rings. Okay, let's see. 1478. Actually, what happens if I change... If we use it with 3 rings, 700 meters, then the flight time is slightly longer. Let's go further. 2 rings, 700 meters. It appears if you have fewer rings, the flight time is shorter, because I think it gets propelled out of the pipe with less velocity, so it gets there sooner. Well, my guess is it also will have a higher dispersion. Let me see. See, it's actually something I didn't look up before that. I just learning it as I'm interacting with the document. So this video isn't pre-scripted or staged. Oh, it says 1 ring, 14 meter dispersion. So 1 ring is more accurate. Yeah, because it's 18 seconds. I think it's because it has a lower total range, but it spends less time in the air, so there's less time for it to get diverted by wind and air resistance. Okay, 700 meters. Let's take 1. Wait, what if I use no ring at all? This is actually exciting. 0 rings. Okay, then it won't even reach 700 meters. I have to get... Why is there no There should be an action of the previous page. Okay, let's see. Practice routes. Okay, let's try the 1 ring thing. 700 meters, 1174 elevation. I also probably have a different elevation than the target. Okay, 1174. Okay, 1174. And I'm going to show you a really cool feature when I'm shooting it. 1174. Okay, let's go up to... $11.74. Okay. So I'm actually excited. I put in the work. I'm aiming it. Let's see what happens. And notice how I set it to 270 at the top, and it's now 264. It's actually, every shot you fire slightly throws off the mortar from its position, which means I'm 4 degrees off by the one I set earlier. I think it's a pretty amazing feature, so you can't just like lock in a particular range and just keep shooting. Okay, let's go 270. Was it 1174? Okay. Okay, we got this like that. 1174 and okay. Wait, I actually got it aimed for 4 rings. Well, it actually doesn't matter because I used the ranging table. Okay, I have my... Where's my shell? I actually dropped it, I think, before. I didn't. Okay. 1 ring. "18 seconds flight time." Let's see what lands. That's pretty close. I mean, for my first shot at the target, like I didn't stage this video. I literally just guessed it where it should. It's close to the target. I think I got the ranging right too. And I also would like to show something else that's really cool. So they added some new features. So when you hold the shell like that, you can put it in there. And let's say you take a backpack. Let's take an Alice backpack. Okay. Now let's say how many shells can you carry? Carry 5 in the backpack, 1 in the hand. So you can carry 6 rounds like that. The problem is you can't shoot. You have to drop this one when you want to shoot. So what can you do about that? You can carry just 5 in the medium backpack. Notice how it says volume exceeded, not size exceeded or weight exceeded. Let's go to that thing over here. And wait, why is it still showing that? I think it's a bug. It's showing still how old I am. Okay, let's see. There's a new item, which is this one. That's a mortar 3-round container. So you can take that in your hand. Now, character is carrying it like a suitcase. It's also a pretty cool feature. You can carry it like that. When you start running, he drops it. Okay, now you have this item. And 2, 3. Now you can carry 3 shells in just your hand slot. And you still got room for 5 in that thing like that. See, that's a pretty cool item. So you can extend your carrying capacity. And the cool thing is, it has its own animation, and it gives you as a player a new consideration. Because it really feels physically like you're an ammo carrier, like you're physically carrying something in your hand. And you can also stack them in your inventory like that. And I think I tested it. If you pack 3 of those boxes with 3 mortars, you can put 3 of them into your backpack, which means you can carry 9 shells instead of 5 in the Alice backpack like that. So I think it's a pretty cool feature, because for all the involved work you have to do to get a firing solution, then have players working together to get a shooting going. And the more people you have working on it, the more accurate and the faster you can shoot. Because you have one guy who can focus on aiming and resetting after a shot. You have a second guy throwing it in the pipe. And you have probably one guy in the front watching with the binoculars as a spotter. And you have other guys preparing the ammo shells, carrying from whatever ammo container you have it and putting next to the mortar. So it's like this complex cruise surf weapon gameplay. Now, there's another problem is that infantry targets don't show up at beyond a kilometer or something in this game. So if you're shooting and you want to spot if you're hitting infantry, they won't even draw at that distance. So that's a bit of a problem. Now, currently, you can only place them like a buildable object in conflict. I haven't tested it, but I think that's what it says in the patch notes. And that's pretty disappointing, because I hoped you would be able to deploy it in pieces and carry it somewhere. But then I read something in the field manual. Okay, where's it? Weapons, mortars. Okay, it tells you all the aiming stuff and other things. And it's important to stay mobile, as enemy will try to find it and select firing positions that provide cover and concealment to lower the chance of being found and improve the chance. And which means that implies they eventually plan to make the mortar something you can disassemble and relocate, which I think this should indicate in the field manual. I hope they do it.